last year, of course, they blew teams away. Will Castleford be blown away this evening? Gay is the fullback. Then it's Price, Johnson, Eager and Rogers. Orr is the captain. He returns from injury to partner scrum half Mitch Healy. The forwards, Sykes, Bartrim, Sampson, Smith and Warren. And it's Ryan Hudson, the loose forward. And on the bench, Mather, Lynch, Godwin and Lennon. The coach is Graham Stedman. Now the men from Bradford, who topped the table for the third time in 6 summer seasons in 2001. The other Price, Leon, is the fullback for the Bulls. It's Vicona, Naylor, Gilmore and Vinicolo. Paul's the captain alongside Paul Deacon. And the forwards, they are huge. Banganar, Lowes, McDermott, Gartner, Peacock and Forshaw. And on the bench, not much smaller, in McAvoy, Anderson, Radford and Fielden. The coach is Brian Noble. In the background, as Paul Deacon gets this game underway. Nathan Sykes with the early drive in. Not tackled, so he's able to go further forward.
Not a bad kick by Paul Deacon there. You can see the ball skimming on the top of this quite wet service, and that's the first mistake there from Wayne Price.
By Wayne Price, yes. Ball just coming out in the tackle.
Touch judges on. He's seen something in that passage of play.
Wonder if he's complaining about the noise because the fireworks continue here at the Jungle.
I think it might be a little bit of extra fireworks. Oh, it was there. Swinging arm. Well, a silly play there. It looked like Wayne Bartrim to me. Swung the arm in, but what a mistake from Wayne Price. Well, that's silly play here. It was Bartrim.
All over the top of Mike Forshaw. He's conceded the penalty.
Well, I said before the kick-off, keep your eye out for the 2 number 9s tonight. That fella, Australian international, of course, played 6 times for his country. And Jimmy Lowes, who's in exceptionally good form, will want to ensure that he gets on top of his opposite. It'll be an intriguing contest.
7 goals against St Helens for Paul Deacon, 8 against Salford on Monday. The fireworks continuing as Deacon takes aim and finds the mark. Perfect start for the Bradford Bulls. They lead here at the Jungle by 2 points to 0.
Well, I would have thought that perhaps all the noise with the fireworks, the crackers still going off, and they're still going off now. Certainly didn't impede the progress of the boot. Touching the football, it was a wonderful kick. And they've got off to that good start. They haven't started out all that well this season, Bradford, but they've come home with a wet sail.
Well, a great firework display. It's lasted for 2 minutes. Now the match. And this is McDermott. That's good defence, though. Sampson in there very, very quickly. And being helped out as well by Wayne Bartrim. McDermott pushed back to the 10-metre line. And this now is Joe Vanganar for the Bradford Bulls. The Bulls, the men in black tonight. Castleford in white. Bradford in possession with Mike Forshaw. Bounces off Hudson. Can't get away from the next man in. He was flying at him too, was Nathan Sykes. But now here is Deacon. And it goes wide to Gilmore. And Gilmore has broken the first line. Good tackle by Mitch Healy. Not completed the tackle. Now it is. Vinicolo was the dummy half. Inside it goes to Deacon. Further wide then to Robbie Paul. And Robbie Paul will spill the ball out wide to Scott Naylor. He finds Tavita Vicona. And that's good tackling there by Rogers and Eager on the big Tongan.
Good tactics by the Bulls. They're keeping it way out wide. They're not wanting to go down the middle. Here's pressure again for Price.
Enormous pressure, but young Wayne Price, Liam's cousin, on his 6th start of the year.
Not easy to take as well with the volcano coming at you.
They have the penalty though, Castleford.
Such a huge
offside.
man. Leslie Vinicolo, massive, but full credit, Wayne Price came up with a mistake within the first minute, and he certainly had his eyes on the football there. That was a great take under pressure.
I wonder if he's going to be peppered by the bombs from Paul Deacon and company here tonight.
Little doubt about that. They know that Darren Rogers on the other wing, number 5, he's one of the tallest wingers in Super League, so they'll obviously aim for the smaller one of the two in Wayne Price.
Dean Sampson to his feet, plays the ball to Bartrim, and here now comes Kyle Warren.
Oh, knock on from the hooker, and he's absolutely livid with himself. It was good play by Warren, made the half break, offloaded. Good support, but you could just see he took his eyes off the ball, had a little bit of a look for Brian McDermott, and that's the reason why he bounced the ball down.
Brian Noble, the Bradford Bulls coach, the coach of the Yorkshire side in the Origin match that's coming up later this year, and indeed the Origin series. And his assistant coach is on the other side of the fence tonight in Graham Steadman. And it's Steadman's men who are forcing themselves back on the back foot at the moment in defence, because they're having a real devil's own job to keep Bradford out. This is Jamie Peacock.
Well, it's obviously with Bradford playing last Monday that they want to try to wrap this game up very quickly. That's their intention. They're keeping this ball alive superbly.
It's with Vanganar now. He's through Sampson. He's not through Warren, though. Good tackling by Kyle Warren, but here goes James Lowes. He gives it then to Gartner. Back in the side, Gartner. And then they're offside, Castleford. They've strayed inside the 10-metre mark.
Well, the official allowed advantage to the Bulls there, and rightly so. He could have pulled them up earlier.
And they're going for 2 more points from the boot of Deacon.
Well, that surprises me. Only 5 metres out, but you can see there that he had plenty to choose from. They were very quick off the mark on both sides. And Robert Connolly, the official tonight, allowing that advantage. Let's hope that he continues in that same vein. Quite a good crowd here down at the Jungle, and they've been entertained so far, mainly by the Bradford Bulls side, because they've had most of the possession.
Well, Paul Deacon now, his 16 points against Salford on Monday took him through 400 points in a career that began at Oldham in 1997. And it's Deacon with the kick, and he doesn't make any mistake from that sort of range, that sort of angle. The Bradford Bulls have a 4-point advantage.
Not a bad cushion either. And I think that Castleford realise that they're going to be in for a pretty tough game. They obviously have been told by their coach Graham Steadman that get into their faces early, try to knock their minds off thinking about what they want to do. It's not easy when one side has the football.
Well, the Tigers have lost their last 7 meetings against Bradford, and they haven't beaten them in their last 12 Super League encounters. They drew 80 in all here 3 years ago. That is as close as they have come, though, since their 1996 win.
And what a classic that was.
It was 26-23. This is the way it looks head-to-head. Meetings at Castleford have generally gone since 73 in Castleford's favour, remarkably. But look at the Super League statistics since the game switched to summer in 1966.
They'll be back to 6. Oh, they've just said that he offloaded. Looked as though there was a fingertip in there.
Did I say 1966 then? I must have a World Cup on my mind from the round ball game. Oh, it's a knock-on.
Yep. And he knows it too. Little smile, gave himself up to the official. No interference. Bulls captain, he tried to con the referee, Mr. Con Ollie, but he wasn't.
Midway inside the Bulls half of the field. Tigers in possession with Eager now, fed short by Danny Orr, tackled by Robbie Paul, whose mistake has gifted this possession to the Tigers. Here is Ryan Hudson. Hudson, quick play the ball, and away goes Andy Johnson. He slipped one, and now it's Bradford who are offside.
Well, he's come a long way across from where the action is, Robert Connolly, but he's certainly making the point that if you don't come back with 10, I'll be blowing this little whistle. Jimmy Lowes not impressed by the fact that, and all sides do it, when they play the ball in the middle of the field, they creep out wide. No side in rugby league doesn't do that. But it's obvious that the official, he's going to play to the letter of the law.
Robert Connolly is the man in the middle, and Mitch Healy just having a little word in his ear before he actually he's tossed the ball to Bartrim. Wayne Bartrim, who missed the match against Hull, injured a shoulder in the cup semi-final against Wigan.
quite a lot of people, Eddie, think that if Bartram perhaps had stayed on that day, that it could have been the Tigers that were going on their way to Edinburgh. Not to be, though.
No, now both Castleford and Bradford have Old Trafford in their sights. Bartram with the kick. He's missed it. 4-0 it stays. And, well, if it finishes up with a 2-point defeat.
Well, he's really upset with himself. Remember, it was Bartram that got that knock on after wonderful work from the big second rower, Kyle Warren. It was not a bad pass. He should have taken it. Just a little bit nervous, the Tigers, at the moment. They need something to lift their spirits. Perhaps a break or two.
Healy at dummy half. Nathan Sykes now to drive the ball in. McDermott missed him, but Vangenaar and Lowe's didn't. Right on the halfway line. Bartram at dummy half. Here's Michael Smith. Good run from Michael Smith. Tackled by Jamie Peacock. Bartram again. Looks right and finds Sampson. Good defence from Bradford here.
Not only good and solid, but the fact they realised that both Sampson and the big fella Michael Smith are one of the best offloaders in Super League.
Danny Orr.
And they're getting one man down and making sure that someone's getting to that football so they can't offload.
Bartram to Healy. Here comes the kick now, cross-field. And this is a tester for Vinacolo. Caught that easily, and he'll take it away. Vinacolo, good chasing back though by Andy Johnson.
It had to be as well. He probably would have had the speed. They were all up in a flat line with the Tigers. A lot of people thought perhaps, no, he would jump from the field of play, so it's play on. He did not defuse the bomb.
Offside again against Castleford. Well, I hope that Robert Connolly continues on with this, because he's penalising them for creeping up at the play of the ball. Well, the penalty count is rising.
I think they were just taking the mickey a little bit there when 3 or 4 run in front of the official. He really has got nothing else to do but put the whistle to his mouth.
5 penalties in the opening 11 minutes. I'm sure that the message will get out from the coaches and get to the players eventually. McDermott drives it in. Kyle Warren stood tall, helped out by Nathan Sykes. Lowe's will come down the short side. Vinacolo, first chance to run over the top of the Tigers, and that's what he did. But fortunately for Castleford, Andy Johnson was there. Lowe's at dummy half. Mike Forshaw waits and gets. Lowe's on the run around. The runner was Vangenaar, and as he received that, it was a super tackle from Hudson. Lowe's, quick play the ball by Bradford. This now is Gartner, back in the side after a 5-match absence with injury.
Another good tackle from Brian Hudson.
Back it goes, this time to Deacon. Then it goes right to Robbie Paul. He shows it to one. Out to Scott Naylor. Naylor taking them on. And Naylor is over the line and in touch.
Good scrambling defence. He's a solid man. Oh, that's wonderful play, especially there by Darren Rogers. He was not going to be sucked in, and he allowed the time for Eager to come across and take the man. That was good defensive work by the centre and this fella, Darren Rogers. Been around a while.
Okay, Mitch, in you go.
Yes, it's his 100th appearance for Castleford Tigers tonight, and 58 tries so far. A pretty impressive strike rate. Richard Gay. Well, surely the tackle was completed there. That was Kyle Warren. This is Wayne Bartram. Lowe's and Forshaw. Here's Hudson. Now it's with Johnson. Good tackling by Gilmore, and Johnson just managed to stay in the field of play. Healy puts boot to ball. Down the middle it goes. Leon Price waits for it and on the bounce. And now the tall, striding fullback will go round 2. Can't get away from Hudson though.
Good run as well from the fullback. He doesn't actually appear to be running all that fast, but he's got long striding action and he's very deceptive.
This is Brian McDermott, tackled by Dean Sampson. Lowe's, dummy half. Vangenaar.
Well, Graham Stedman, the Tigers coach, must be happy with this, because this has been a really blitz start by the Bulls. They've had all the possession, they've thrown everything at them. And full credit to the Tigers' defence, they've scrambled back.
Yes, they're standing firm just now. This is the last tackle for the Bulls. And here is Deacon, who will just dab the kick over the top into space. Richard Gay, though, is an experienced fullback. Tips it back to Darren Rogers. Rogers is spun to the ground by Brian McDermott.
Not a bad option there from the little halfback Paul Deacon, but just a touch too long.
Eager. Oh, mistake by Rogers.
I'll put the mocker on him. He knew what he wanted to do.
Greasy football. Well, it's a Castleford Old Boys reunion. Stuart Raper, the Wigan coach, formerly with Castleford. And, well, his face appears on the big screen. They booed him. And, as I say, there is a bit of a reunion because there are one or two other former Castleford greats over on that far side with Stuart. Michael MacDonald, I know, is here, the man who ran the commercial side. There he is on the right of your screen, and next to him Adrian Vowles. All three have moved on to pastures new. And of course Stuart didn't get too many friends in this part of the world when he put Castleford out of that semi-final.
The mere fact he went to Wigan.
Yeah, well, that didn't help.
Nope.
Here we go, here.
Lowe's from dummy half. Forshaw tried to go round Warren, offloaded well to Lowe's again. Lowe's ducks under Warren. Always causes you problems, does James Lowe's. Forshaw waits.
Well watched by his opposite, Wayne Bartram.
Robbie Paul to Deacon. Pops the ball back to Peacock. That's good defence from Orr and Hudson.
Well, I must say the Bulls are asking the question. They're swinging it around, but yet this Castleford defence is yet to be breached.
Deacon with the kick. It's another tester for Wayne Price. Oh, he diffuses the bomb behind his own line. Well, he stood up well to the task twice.
Well, they obviously feel that it's a weak link in the Tigers, but he's certainly come up trumps.
No
That was a
evidence of
wonderful
that
take.
yet, no.
Great take.
Richard Gay.
2, hang away.
Fourth in a row for Gay at full back. Wayne Price is the dummy half.
3.
Bartram. Sykes was the runner.
4.
Bartram again. Here's Michael Smith now. Oh, he's lost it.
That was
or was it stolen?
It was deliberately
No,
knocked
I don't
out.
think it's that. It's for offside.
No advantage.
Well, he has got the benefit of the doubt anyway.
Offside. No
It looked as though
advantage.
the official, Mr. Connolly, missed it, but there was 2 on 1 here, and that ball was deliberately knocked out, and it was.
Well, he played the advantage for the Tigers.
Well, as you rightly said, Eddie, maybe the players and the 2 coaches will realise now that this guy with a whistle means business when it comes to offside.
Yeah.
Get back the 10.
I wonder if Stuart Cummings, who was our guest on Wednesday evening on Rugby League World, has been on the phone to tell his referees just to clamp down on the sinners in the game. We talked about the 7 deadly sins on Wednesday night.
We only knew 4.
Well, I think you knew 2 and I knew 3. And I
That's
think
5.
Yeah, no, the same 3 and the same 2. And we didn't embarrass Stuart. I don't think he could remember them either.
Oh, we'd not say that.
First points on the board for Wayne Bartram and the Tigers. They've halved the lead.
It'll lift their spirits. So we're running to the Kosh and Bradford, and we have seen Bradford at times when they come out with this onslaught and they don't take control of the game. A lot of people think perhaps that Bradford are, well, they've got plan A, and if plan A doesn't work, then they don't have a plan B. We'll wait and see. It has happened to them over the past couple of years.
That's a good line.
Great signing for the Tigers. Wayne Bartram.
In the box.
18 points against Salford. This is Wayne Price. This young man is seeing plenty of it. The cousin, 20-year-old cousin of Leon Price of the Bradford Bulls. This is Nathan Sykes now for the Tigers.
Yeah, and I think Wayne Price would like the chance of having the confrontation with his relative.
Well, he's been trying to get through the line, hasn't he? And of course,
Well, that's
Leon
a
Price,
mistake.
last line of
Sampson's
defence.
knocked on. Surely the officials have seen that.
No, it's allowed to go.
Well, they were very fortunate there with Castleford. The big fella lost control of it.
He did there.
Oh, Wayne
Bartram
lost the ball.
lost control of the ball.
He looks confused. He
There
did.
it is.
He missed the first one.
Scrum down.
Full credit to Robert Connolly.
And there is Stuart Cummings, the new Chief Technical Executive of the Rugby League.
Before he played the ball, even though it's
I'm surprised he didn't get more boos, but perhaps the crowds now realise he'll no longer be officiating.
Well,
he's here and watching his charge, Robert Connolly, as Robbie Paul takes a little diagonal run and is halted by Andy Johnson. Vainicolo just slipped at the vital moment.
Good job as well. There's a swinging arm going right into his mush. And he got up and had a few words to say. It was Kyle Warren that had the swinging arm.
Let's go, Danny. Well done, Danny.
James Lowe's the dummy half. Leon Price showed it to Peacock and eventually had to take the tackle from those two, Danny Orr and Nathan Sykes.
It's getting a bit spicy. I think perhaps the game needs that.
This is Peacock.
Wonderful defence yet again.
Just wonder how long this defence can stand firm midway through this first half. Last tackle here for the Bradford Bulls. Another little test maybe for Price.
No, makes a difference.
Out on the full. Well, he says Vainicolo that he jumped from the field of play and knocked it back.
I don't think so. His foot's over.
Hey, come on, let's move up here.
He's the wrong side of the whitewash.
Touch judge got it right.
Here we go.
Despite the glare from Mr. Vainicolo. This is Ryan Hudson. Right, midway through the first half. It's pretty tight, Phil Clark.
Yeah, and Brian Noble will be quite pleased, I think, that we restricted the Castleford side to just 2 points. I think that's the fourth handling error now from Castleford when in possession. And really that will kill themselves unless they soon come to terms with that. Looking at Michael Smith as well, I believe he's had treatment on a thigh injury all week. We haven't seen him really take the ball to the line that much at the moment, and he's been the most devastating player all season. You know, that's another real problem for Graham Steadman so early in the game.
Vanganar on a spinning run. They're 20 metres away from the Tigers' line, and they go right with Lowe's to Peacock. Again, the scrambling defence. Lowe's is there to take the return, and Dean Sampson just collars Jimmy Lowe's, drops him to the ground. Robbie Paul now.
Well, I think it's a time now where Bradford have to start utilising the big fella Anderson. He's out there now.
Just on is Paul Anderson for Brian McDermott. Leon Price, long ball to Deacon. Deacon then, not the best pass, it was in front of Mike Forshaw. Good job that Gilmore was there. But they've lost ground there, the Bulls.
And again, we see the defensive qualities of the second rower, Kyle Warren, working overtime in that department. That's too long,
yes.
No problems.
And no pressure on Richard Gay, who there is now. Here's Darren Rogers. Fielden and Anderson. I don't know whether it's an optical illusion, but Anderson and Fielden look bigger in this black strip.
Well, you always do when you wear dark colours. Unless you're a female, of course.
Oh, you've upset half the audience now.
No, they always look slimmer in fact, don't they?
This is Richard Gay. Last tackle for Castleford. Off Deacon and hacked forward. Still play on. This is Price. It's Price against Price. And Leon does well, does he? Eventually he does.
Second attempt. Nearly got you there, he said. Yeah, you sure did. Well, Bradford were very slow. It was a ricochet, and they stood around. And it was good work. They kept the ball through. Wayne Price, and it looked as though he had the speed on Leon, the full-back. To be fair to Leon Price, he had to turn around, but just fumbled, got there in time. Not many opportunities by the Tigers. But, they presented itself in front with this fella. Good job he was around.
So back come the Tigers, and they will be encouraged by the fact they're only 2 points adrift. They've been on the back foot defensively, but now they're looking to maybe examine the Bradford defence. Sampson's run, though, is halted. The ball went backwards, picked up by Danny Orr. The Castleford captain, though, is dropped to the ground by Anderson.
He had a problem, hasn't he, Danny Orr, with the hip and a slight back problem. That wouldn't have helped it with Anderson, but this is good play.
Great ball it was from Healy to Hudson, tackled by Deacon. Here now is Andy Johnson. Johnson stabs the ball through. Leon Price is there again, collects behind his own try line, does well.
Excellent play.
Still going. Not now. Bartram and Eager see to that.
Over enthusiastic there from Wayne Bartram. Trying to scramble right over the top of the full back, but good play by Leon Price. Got it all right and all the confidence in the world to get back into the field of play.
Peacock almost on the burst and almost through, but Orr and Nathan Sykes. James Lowes appealing to the referee that they were holding them down in the tackle.
Pretty high shot. Samson it was. And, didn't like it. There's a little bit of finger pointing there. Well, I can guarantee that one Dean Sampson won't take a backward step. It was a bad one. And then he finished off with a little bit of an elbow as well. Nice bit of a rabbit punch.
Well, he caught it. For me, it was accidental. It was not deliberate, otherwise I took stronger action. Okay, I've got to go over Jimmy Fielding. Mr. Fielding!
Did he say thanks for the breather anyway, Dean Sampson, then?
Mr. Fielding! Yes.
Or I'm taking a breather anyway. He's going off the field, is Dean Sampson.
It was accidental. It was not malicious, it's how they took stronger action. You do not take the law into your own hands. Okay. Leave it to me, mate. Okay. Off you go. Penalty go.
Penalty to Bradford anyway for the high shot on Stuart Fielden, and they're going for 2 points again. Well, this is respect for the opposition.
Well, not only that, Eddie, with the fact that they played on Monday night, they'll want to try to conserve their energy as much as possible. Obviously, with the respect about this side, they knew it was going to be a tough one. I spoke to Brian Noble just before the kick-off, and he knew that it was going to be a cauldron of fire down here, as it always is in the jungle. You don't get many easy games down here, that's for sure.
Well, Deacon has been faultless with the boot tonight so far. This is from 48 metres out. Oh, great kick. Great kick from Deacon. He's not the biggest. He's not the tallest.
Top feeling. Leave it to me.
Neither is that fella, but he enjoys it.
He's delighted, isn't he? And so is he. Paul Deacon, that's 36 goals he started with tonight, and that's 3 in a row. So he's up to 39 for the season now.
It was deliberate, it was reckless. Stay outside.
You know, that little snippet there of that youngster, it is such a wonderful family game, isn't it? Rugby league.
Certainly is. And these Bradford Bulls fans, they are the next generation, there's no doubt about that. They have a young fan base that is the envy of many. Vainicolo, big hit on him by Ryan Hudson, who is no respecter of reputations. And there he is again, Hudson, with the other 3 to bring Paul Anderson down. Lowes, dummy half, away it goes to Fielden. Fielden and Sykes tangling. Whoa. Eager added the coup de grace.
Well, he's got to be penalised for that.
He didn't like it. He says it was an elbow, but the referee has warned Stuart Fielden about that.
He's told him, look, let me control it. He didn't. He took it all into his own hands. Now Peacock. Now they're falling for the old 5-card trick of the Bulls. Instead of thinking about rugby league football and what they should be doing, they're more interested in just arguing with the opposition and also arguing with the official. You get nowhere for that. And I'm sure Brian Noble, he's been around long enough. Nothing wrong with it. It was crossed his shoulder.
Yeah, that's the one.
That was a bit late from Eager. But he has not got to retaliate. Especially just a minute after you've been just given a warning by the official.
3, clear.
Michael Smith for the Tigers, 28 minutes gone here, 6-2. Bartram's the dummy half. And here is Andy Lynch, just on the field, for the man who's taken the breather, to use his own words, Dean Sampson. Healy with a 40-20 attempt. Stopped by Leon Price, only just.
Whoa. How cool was that? Oh. Excellent play there.
Just managed to get back into the field of play before he picked that ball up. And here comes Lee Gilmore again. Vainicolo in at dummy half. Deacon is the man who picked up the pass. Now it's with Anderson. Castleford are sticking to their guns here.
But they're being sucked into a forward game, and Bradford are just trying to show their strength instead of showing their skills, and they've got to try to just get out of it.
Lowe's again. Dabs the ball over the top. An invitation then for Wayne Price once more to run this ball back. He does so as far as Gilmore. Johnson to Richard Gay.
There's some big hits going on out there, and there's no love lost between these two sides. As you could see, the aggression there by Fielden and Lowe going into Eager.
Andy Lynch for Castleford. Defence now on show from the Bradford Bulls. Bartrim, and he gets that pass away to Michael Smith. Michael Smith, a very effective forward for Castleford this year. They've got no Lee Harland and Dale Fritz in the second row tonight, but they've got Smith and Kyle Warren. And there's the kick over the top. And Vainicolo will collect this on his own try line. And he just lumbers up towards the defenders, flicks the pass then to Gilmore, and Gilmore has broken the line. Vainicolo is being pulled back by Healy in back play.
Oh, he should have given it to the big fella. He knows it too. Good work by Richard Gay, but he went in and out, did Gilmore. That really should have been the first try of the game.
Forshaw on to Deacon, Deacon on to Robbie Paul, and Stuart Fielden has joined the attack. Tackled by Bartrim. Lowe's gets it away to Robbie Paul, and he slips as Eager and Lynch closed in. Half an hour gone. Lowe's, Price, Anderson. Well, Bradford really should have scored. Maybe they will with 2 tackles remaining. Lowe's on the charge. Came the big fellow again.
And again, Kyle Warren going low.
Peacock gets to his feet. Lowe's will stab the ball to the in-goal area. Ooh! Robbie Paul was so close to that, but Rogers got the boot there, you're right.
Oh, he read it perfectly well there. As Eddie mentioned earlier, he's been around a long time, Darren Rogers, and that was just inches. Well, that reminds me of an incident in the Test series last year. There was only a fraction of an inch, but he was the man that got there first.
Confident refereeing from Robert Connolly. Didn't need to go to the video referee for any clarification on that. He was confident in what he'd seen.
And let's hope now that Stuart Cummins has taken over as the boss of the referees, because I just got the impression, Eddie, that a few of our officials had lost their confidence. Well, it certainly seems to have lifted Robert Connolly. He's had a fine match so far.
He has, he's done well. 32 minutes gone. You'll be probably wondering what's happened to scores from Nosey Road and Saints and Halifax. Well, there it is. Halifax are 2 up after 10 minutes. The game delayed for a quarter of an hour. Halifax delayed in getting to Nosey Road. I know there were dreadful problems on the M62 heading west this afternoon. There was a lorry on fire.
That's a high one.
It is a high one
That's
from Eager.
Eager yet again. Surely the words are touched it. If the official Robert Connolly's missed it, well, that's a second occasion from Eager.
Deacon to Gartner.
Blood bin, mate, remote.
And someone's on his way to the blood bin. It's Nathan Sykes.
Well, this is a bruising affair, and Castleford will be quite happy to accommodate anything that Bradford throw at them down the middle. Look at this. That, to me, was intentional. Lowe's took offence, but Eager, I just can't believe that the two touch judges never saw that.
Well, the referee has just said to Michael Eager, keep them down, that was borderline.
Well, obviously he's been informed by the 4th official in the stand.
Here is Deacon. Deacon stabs it through, looking for Fielden.
Great kick. Just the right pace on it.
And well watched by Richard Gay, although there will be a dropout coming in here from the Tigers. Great weight on the kick, though, from Deacon.
Look how the fullback, Richard Gay, made sure that his body covered the ball, blood streaming. Look at the claret on that.
Nathan Sykes with a nasty gash on the lip.
And And you know, he has a habit, as Nathan Sykes, of being split open. It's a tough game.
It is. Anderson picks up and then picks up pace.
Oh, it's Sampson. He got bumped off. He's got to be.
No, it's a knock-on against the big fellow Anderson.
Well, I thought that was a flop. Sampson came out second best on the big impact, and then he came again.
There it is.
They did lose it to Anderson, but I don't know. Was the tackle complete? No, perhaps not when Sampson came through for a second bite. Anderson took on his first off when he bumped Sampson out the way. And the big fella just lost control.
Tigers with possession then from the scrum, and this is Gay. Robbie Paul all over him. Ryan Hudson.
Well, I can't believe it. All the players out there. Now, I anticipated quite a lot of the players will perhaps get involved with a little bit of sledging, but it is getting very tasty out there.
Penalty.
Yeah, he's got a Castleford.
In the ruck.
Touch. Surely they'll go for the 2.
Well, if the last 35 minutes is anything to go by, they will.
It was all over him, was Lowe's. Looked perhaps that Hudson had come up with a knock-on, but I think he came off his knee. Not surprisingly, the Tigers are looking for those extra 2.
Yes, they're going for goal with Wayne Bartrim. He's exactly 40 metres away. It's not so much the distance, though, as the angle.
You know, I reckon that Brian Noble will be more than happy to get them in the sheds at half-time. Because they're losing concentration at Bradford. They're not concentrating on what they should be doing. They're more intent to prove how tough they are, and Castleford, and Brian Noble, should I say, he'll be aware of all that. He knew it was going to be a slog, but with so much talent in this Bradford side. Remember, all 17 players that have come on show tonight, every single one is an international, but that means note in Yorkshire.
So Bartrim with this penalty attempt. It's the angle that Bartrim has. You just saw it there. It's on its way. If it's got the legs. Oh, off the post. Who reacts first? Mike Forshaw.
Just got there in time.
Now Vinacolo, who is 23 years of age tomorrow, by the way.
Happy birthday, says the Castleford defence. Bartrim and Johnson.
Here's Vicona.
Well, you can see how Bradford, far too much running from the first man, one man out football. They've got so much quality out wide.
You notice there that Anderson has been withdrawn. He's in the blood bin. But let's go down to Phil. 3 minutes to half-time, Phil, and it's pretty tight still.
Yeah, I'm sure Graham Stedman were quite happy, really, with the attitude from the Castleford players. It's sort of an in-your-face defensive formation, just getting up quickly, as you have to do against the Bradford side. And I'm just sat next to a Castleford legend, Mick Morgan, who says that Michael Smith's probably been the best player so far this season, looking really whether somebody like him can break through this Bradford defence and put some points on the board for Castleford.
Eagers looking to do that now. He tried to get the pass away. It didn't come off for him. But it touched a Bradford arm, so the tackle count is wiped clean.
The officials got it right as well. Deliberate touch there from a Bradford defender. Yeah, Vicona on the right hand.
This is Michael Smith. Big rap from Mick Morgan then for Michael Smith.
To be fair, he has excelled this year. But I must say the Bradford defence have kept him quiet. He hasn't had one offload that I can remember, which must be something of a record for the big fella. He normally gets about, on average, about 5 each half.
Oh, that's off the arms rather of
Hudson.
Ryan Hudson, and Bradford have it back. This is Gilmore to Banganar.
Could have been penalised, actually, Hudson.
Great tackle, though, on Forshaw. Super tackle that was by Kyle Warren. This is Banganar again, and that was touched on its way to Robbie Paul, I think.
Well, Robbie Paul just handed off Danny Orr.
No, the tackle count continues. This is Lowe's again at dummy half. Fielden is the runner.
That's much better. Quicker play of the ball, but they're interfering with him. Kyle Warren in defence yet again.
Lowe's to Deacon. Deacon just dropped the shoulder, came back the other way, found Lowe's. Lowe's then to Forshaw, over the top it goes to Gilmore. Here's Vinacolo. Oh, that's a brilliant pass, and that's a fantastic Gilmore try. That is a fantastic pass. I think the referee and touch judge might just check it out. But on early viewing, I'll tell you what, that was one of the passes of the year.
I'm about 80% sure it's all right, but can you just check it to see if his foot on the line?
Well, it's on to the video referee for clarification. Gilmore thinks he scored.
Well,
this is the moment.
Soon find out. Watch the feet.
Yes, yes.
Ball's away. This is TRY time. And it couldn't have gone to a better man, Lee Gilmore. He's been the star for this Bradford side tonight. Made a couple of neat breaks, and he's been rewarded with the 4 points. No doubt about the touchdown. It will be a very relieved Brian Noble, the Bradford Bulls coach. There it is, confirmation. He knew it though.
He took a bang as he went over the line, Lee Gilmore. But the man who scored tries in 3 of the opening 4 Super League games has come up with his 4th touchdown of the year, but put it down to Leslie Vinacolo's strength.
Good play by Lowe's and Forshaw, the offload. Gilmore back on the inside. And as Eddie said, that could be one of the tries, the passes of the season. For once, Bradford not trying to break the defence, going down the middle, but keeping the ball alive. Their reward is 4 points. Not an easy one to make it 6. You could see there Gilmore picking up that injury. But what a relief it must be for the Bradford Bulls.
Well, Leslie Vinacolo, as Deacon shapes up here for the conversion attempt to maintain his 100% record with the boot. He came up with a try-making pass in the Wigan game on the opening night and went off. We saw him against St Helens the other week do exactly the same and had to go off. And Deacon adds the extra 2. And there must have been hearts in their mouths for the Bradford Bulls when Vinacolo hit the deck again, creating that for Gilmore. There's the half-time siren. It's 12 points to 2 to the Bradford Bulls. Gilmore limps his way to the sideline after scoring the try. But Castleford, for all their bravery and their rigour in defence, they have been opened up in the very last minute of that first half by Gilmore and by Vinacolo. So we have a half-time situation of the Tigers from Castleford 2, the Bulls of Bradford 12, the champions with their noses in front and with a 10-point lead at half-time. And Castleford will attack from right to left as we watch in this second half. With a terrific record, Bradford here at the Jungle, unbeaten in this part of the world since 1996, the inaugural Super League year, and in possession here with Fielden from the kickoff. Gilmore, the try scorer, fully fit to come out, and Vinacolo, the try provider, taking the next tackle this set of 6. Opening exchanges of this second half here between Castleford Tigers and Bradford Bulls. Robbie Paul. That was Jamie Peacock. This is Scott Naylor, and he held on even though Vicona was waiting and hugging the touchline outside him. Robbie Paul to Peacock again. Danny Orr's after him, but he gets the ball away to Vicona, and Vicona nearly slipped the net, but it was Eager who was very eager around his ankles to bring him down.
He had to be as well, one of the best defenders in Super League.
This is Joe Vangenaar, and James Lowe's waits on the last tackle. Spins the ball then to Deacon. There's the little dab over the tap. He's looking for Leon Price, and it was bravery again on show from Richard Gay.
Reddy Weldon, the fullback, he had to do as well. Neat little backward spin on that ball from Paul Deacon. They know exactly what to do with the balls these days. They really have got great control. Practice many times on the training paddock, of course.
Yes, practice makes perfect. Mitch Healy went for the 40-20, then it bounced off the back of the head of Gilmore, I think, and kindly in the end for Leon Price. He will launch another Bradford Bulls attack. Well, I wonder what was said in those dressing rooms at half-time. We caught a glimpse of the coaches. Bill, what were they saying?
Castleford Tigers coach Graham Steadman very happy with that first 40 minutes, or first 35 minutes I should say, from his side. Really disappointed to see that try scored, but apart from that, a lot of positives from the Tigers from that first half, and they're looking really to maintain that in this second half and control the ball more. They didn't get a lot of possession in that first half. When they get possession, they need to make sure they don't come up with the errors. We saw a very animated Brian Noble at half-time, but he's very happy, according to his assistant Carl Harrison. The Bulls did everything according to plan, couldn't ask for more from his team. Wants more in the second half, and he's pretty confident, added to that, that the stamina is going to hold up, that they're not going to tire.
Yeah, they're pretty fit, the Bradford Bulls. That's not the best pass though, and I think that came off Rogers. And this is a bit of a decision for referee and touch judge.
Well, he's going to make out whether it was a knock-on.
It wasn't a knock-on.
What was the first offence? The first offence was a forward pass. By Bradford. Okay.
Yeah.
Come down, your head and ball.
And there was a knock-on, I think. I really think that Robbie Paul also got fingertips to that. Either way, justice has been done. Let's ensure that Brian Noble will think that way. But
Healy feeds the scrum and gets the possession and gives it to Eager.
interesting to see there that already that Bradford are trying to just keep the ball around, moving it, doing the runarounds. Not the best though. The finishing was poor, but they realise that they've got to get this ball out wide.
Just a little change in tactics. That's good defence from Robbie Paul on Ryan Hudson. Let's say Ryan Hudson, captain of the England under-21 tour to South Africa, has been a bright spark here, and now here is a bright spark. The Castleford Tigers captain Danny Orr, the kick for Rogers. It's going to be a brilliant try. It is absolutely fabulous try from Rogers. No problems. Touch judge is happy. He was onside. What a run from Danny Orr. What a break from Orr, and what a precise kick to the corner that Rogers dropped on it. His 5th try of the campaign. On this, his 100th appearance for the Castleford Tigers. What a finisher this fellow is.
What a beautiful little pass from Sykes. Sucks him right in, bang! Off he goes to stand off Danny Orr. He knew he hadn't got the legs. He knew Leon Price was running him down. But look at that. Superb kick. What a great finish. One of the best finishes in Super League. Darren Rogers. He's exploded, this fella. They kept him quiet in the first 40. Nothing that Scott Naylor could do. He lunged at the final minute. But Rogers has put the Tigers well and truly back in this game.
Yes, he had a glorious year in 2000, did Darren Rogers, but what a fabulous break from the Tigers captain, Danny Orr, to lay that one on a plate for Darren Rogers. Mind you, I say on a plate, it took some scoring, and Wayne Bartram, just one successful kick from 3, and boy, what he would give to see this one sail over. It would really be icing on top of that cake, because it was a beautiful Castleford try. Bartram then, big kick this, he's got it. 8-12, as good a try as you could wish to see. The Castleford Tigers are back.
And rightly so. That was an absolutely sensational piece of rugby league football. The best. Absolute superb play. Danny Orr knew he was being run down. He could see that Scott Naylor was out of position, and the fist is raised, and rightly so. He knows the way to the line, does Mr. Rogers. Well, that is for sure.
Many times this year, Steve, already we've talked about the tries that are resulting from kicks to the corner, but normally they are aerial bombs that defenders can't cope with. That was a beautifully weighted grubber kick and done at pace.
Yeah, superb play. I think I mentioned the fact it was Sykes that offloaded. My apologies, it was Andy Lynch, the sub. It was only a short pass, but it was so well timed, wasn't it? The first break, Danny Orr, he only made 4 clean breaks to Castleford in that first half. They've already got 1 on the board already, resulted in a magnificent try.
And that's a great kick from Mitch Healy, and look at the chase as well. Vinacolo has got it, and he's looking now to break the line. In fact, he makes 20 metres ground there before Johnson and Wayne Price combined to bring him down. And now he's been given to Vinacolo again, and the volcano waiting and trying to erupt.
Well, has that been the hornet that is in the paddock where the Bradford Bulls are? Will it bring out the best in them? It often does.
This is Forshaw, who gets to his feet and plays the ball. Robbie Paul now attacking the line, finds Naylor, but that's good defence again. Danny Orr has been really big on attack. He's been huge in defence as well. Deacon hoists the midfield bomb. This is a tester for Gay. This is a real tester. Oh, he took it brilliantly. Took it brilliantly.
Fielden was all around him.
Was he in the air when he was tackled by Fielden?
Well, to be fair, I think Fielden just allowed him to hit the deck. He was going for the ball. He was going for the football, though. It's something
doesn't matter. He was still tackled in the air. His feet were off the ground. Should have been a penalty there to Castleford. As it is, they have possession. Oh, that's another good run, and he put his hand in the face of Peacock there, Richard Gay. Here's Bartram. Back it goes to Andy Lynch. Well, look again at this. The ball is in the air. The men are in the air. Penalty, Castleford, not given.
Yeah, it should have been. I'm just about to say.
Healy wide.
Oh, that's gone nowhere. Johnson claiming it came off, but he didn't know anything about it. He was putting himself to the tackle, was McAvoy. Johnson trying to con the official, unsuccessful. Just trying to make the point, Eddie, in regards to that high kick. We've seen so many times this year where when the onrushing traffic comes, they look at the football, ignore the man, still bowl him over. That's something that Stuart Cummins has to look at.
Leon Price for the Bulls again. Orr is there, and also Gay. Here's Forshaw. Orr again. He's got through some work, this Castleford skipper. Here he is again on Peacock. That's 3 in a row.
Well, they missed 11 in that first 40. Graham Steadman, the Tigers coach, obviously said, look, let's tighten it up a little bit. But none better, though, than this Kyle Warren. He had 18 tackles in that first half, topped it, and rightly so with 18. It's a wonderful effort.
Here's Robbie Paul, trying to dance his way through the Tigers' defence, manages to offload to Peacock. Peacock threw a bit of a dummy then that Rogers took, and again it's Danny Orr with Eager helping out in defence. Deacon, this is the last tackle. That kick, run to the in-goal area. Oh, Price has made a hoist, and then McAvoy has scored.
What a mistake.
Wayne Price went for the big hoof out of the ground, and the ball bobbled and he went over the top of it, and it was a gift, 4 points to the substitute Nathan McAvoy.
Wonderful kick from Deacon, but this should have been sorted by Wayne Price. I can remember at the same ground, only it was at the other end, Jason Robinson doing exactly the same thing. A couple of years ago, he made a Horlicks of it.
It was from Graham Steadman's kick.
And look at this. He got contact, but the other foot came through and just stopped the momentum of the football. Simple try, but they all count. Let's hope that the heads won't go down on the Tigers. They have fought back magnificently through that try from Rogers, only to come up with a schoolboy error. And they do occur even at top flight rugby league football. A gift from McAvoy and relief for the Bradford Bulls.
Yes, McAvoy won't score an easier try than that this year. And Deacon to add the extras, which he obliges. 18-8. And the early stampede from the Tigers has been snuffed out. McAvoy with the try, just 8 appearances last year, 5 starts. He had a horrendous year with injury, but this year been much a better story for Nathan McAvoy. He's featured in all 9 in Super League now and played a big part here in restoring the Bradford Bulls' 10-point lead.
Unexpected, a real boo-boo by Wayne Price. Let's hope that it doesn't affect his game. But I can assure you that the Bradford Bulls will not be taken. That's a mistake. Great defence yet again.
Fielden, the man who dropped it. Castleford here with a glorious opportunity. Quick play the ball. Bartram! Warren trying to force him over the line. Bradford, though, stand firm and push him back.
Will Hudson go?
Andy Lynch, wrapped up by Deacon, still manages to get the ball away to Healy. Here now is Michael Smith. This is Danny Orr. Michael Eager must score. Eager! Did he score? Did he drop it? Was it double movement? What's happened? Video referee will tell us.
He was cut down short, but the momentum, I don't think there'll be a double movement. I think that he's going forward all the time. But does he lose the football? No one's touched him there, so therefore it's not effective as a tackle. He's lost it. It was deliberately knocked back. This will be no try.
One-on-one, Vicona.
He did wonderful there, Vicona. Went right under. Look at this. I want the try. Vicona says you're not going to get it. And that's the reason why we have the video referee. Many, many years ago, that try would have been given. They had the overlap. Eager looked as though he was going to get it. But the big winger, Tavita Vicona, has come to the rescue. N-O-T-R-Y. I think all the players realise that. They're looking at the big screen now.
It's a question of how to restart the match. It isn't a try, and it's a 20-metre restart.
Well, it certainly went backwards, didn't it?
It did off Vicona.
Okay, James.
So Bradford, having replied immediately, breathe a little sigh of relief.
Well, I was just about to say that Bradford will realise that the Tigers will not just lie down.
It was a Castleford Tigers knock-on, by the way. That's the decision of the video referee. That's why it was a 20-metre restart.
A bit dubious about that. I thought it was a deliberate knockback.
Yes, well, had it been, it would have been a goal line dropout.
I think it should have been.
16-2, the Saints at half-time over Halifax at Knowsley Road.
Look for me. Well done.
This is Lowe's, and here now is Fielden. Deacon with a kick to the corner, another chance for Price to redeem himself, and he might do this time.
Well, he did everything right in the first half, didn't he?
Well, I just hope it doesn't affect his confidence too much, that. Here he is again.
Still plenty of time left to make sure they get back into this game.
Oh, that's a slack pass. Danny Orr. Well, in the opening 53.5 minutes, this fella doesn't deserve to be on a losing side. He mightn't be yet. Bartram in at dummy half for the Tigers. Michael Smith bounces off two. Eventually wrestled to the ground. Robbie Paul was in there. So too Jamie Peacock.
It's an amazing fact that I'm still waiting for the big Michael Smith to offload. Normally he does so many in a game. That's a wasted kick.
Robbie Paul has gone down clutching his neck, and Mitch Healy has gone down clutching his arm. I think there was a bit of a collision there as Paul tried to chase down that kick downfield from Healy. Mitch Healy is in the defensive line now. Robbie Paul just plodding back to join his colleagues in attack.
It's his left arm, Healy. It's hanging down pretty loose, and we'll see him there. He's in with the tackle, so at least seems to be okay.
Keep looking.
Well, his average offloads per match from Michael Smith are 3 this year. He hasn't come up with one yet tonight.
And you've got to give full credit to the Bradford Bulls.
Takes it. Quicker for the ball.
Lowe's to Robbie Paul. Here is Anderson. Anderson, those legs pumping still. Last tackle for the Bulls. Midway inside the Tigers' half of the field. What have they got up their sleeve here? Deacon, drop goal attempt. Pushed it wide.
Well, that is respect. Not only that, I think that just signals to everyone that Bradford perhaps know they may struggle late in this game. Now, we mentioned at half-time that Castleford, they've had to do so much defence in that first half. How much petrol will they have? Bradford, who played on Monday, they must be feeling the effects of it now. It's been a pretty tough encounter, this, like a chess game. Who's going to make the mistake? We've already seen one from Wayne Price in this half. And I get the impression we may see a few more yet.
Yes, the match might turn on mistakes, mightn't it, Phil Clark?
Yeah, I suppose at this stage you could say the 2 tries that Bradford have scored have come really from mistakes on the Castleford side, whereas the Castleford try, well, that was just great individual play, and I'm sure Brian Noble would applaud that. Really, now maybe Castleford, they need some mistakes from this Bradford side. Will they tire into the last quarter? They haven't done so far. It's been a real test of character for them this game again here, so short, just 3 days preparation. There's so much life and energy left, and enthusiasm with this Castleford side. Who knows what they're capable of?
Yes, there's a long way to go, and here is a great break coming in. Oh, and that was actually
went backwards from
going
a
backwards
Bradford
from
player.
Johnson's pass.
Okay, went backwards.
So Vinacolo has it back, and it was Deacon who got a hand to it. There's Barry John Mather on, number 4.
Wait.
Sub in the last 2 as well for the former Wigan and Great Britain and England international.
Well, full credit to the Tigers as well. Stedman got the message out that perhaps we've got to play catch-up football now. We've got to swing the ball out wide. Interesting to see how Barry John Mather handles things.
Forshaw, quick hands to Gartner. Good tackle by Healy. Lows at dummy half. This is the last. Good defensive stint coming in there from the Tigers. And that kick will be fielded by Rogers on his own line. And it's a 3-man chase. Not too convincing.
They got there pretty quickly. Didn't have all the numbers, but 3 was sufficient. It has been a real rough and tumble. There's been some absolute wonderful hits.
Here's Michael Smith now.
Well, I wonder, Eddie, whether Michael Smith is playing to the coach's instructions, because they just utilise him as some sort of battering ram. I think maybe it's the time to give him a little bit more flexibility. If that's the case, tell him to start looking for the offload. They need something.
Mark Lennon's come on, number 22. It was his pass there to Nathan Sykes. This is Bartrim. Now Danny Orr called and wanted it. And there's the kick to test Vicona. Very easy, but eager following up. Managed to get the tackle in.
Pretty casual approach, hasn't he, to Vicona, but effective nonetheless.
Penalty. Not standing square, but to play the ball.
It happens so many times, over-eagerness. They've got the opposition camped in their own quarter, they're applying the pressure, and they just lose their composure. See the tackle. Once again, Danny Orr putting himself around. And you can see there that Orr, a lot of the crowd calling out for a bit of a flop from Rogers just before then.
Anderson gets the Bradford Bulls to halfway on the first tackle. Lows the dummy half. The pass to Deacon. Wide then to Forshaw, and Forshaw up the middle. Great tackle, but the wave of attack continues on, and that's Lee Radford.
Oh, it's got to be a penalty. Barton was all over him. The referee's allowing the advantage. Will he bring them back?
Almost through there, McAvoy. 3 tackles gone. There's plenty left in the tank here with Deacon now and Robbie Paul and Leon Price, and back to Paul on the bounce. Went backwards. Play on, says the referee. Good white wall of defence though, so Robbie Paul tries to skirt round them. Bounces off one, can't get it away. Does so in the end. Here they come, Bradford, in numbers with Forshaw.
Beautiful play by the fullback Richard Gay. Had to make sure it was a ball and all tackle.
Lowe's has stepped out of one tackle and he's hauled down just short.
Hudson to the rescue.
Radford gives it air to Deacon. A stab through looking for Naylor. And Danny Orr, big in defence.
Been a feature of the game, the short kicking from Paul Deacon. Danny Orr, the standoff. It was hard to take. He did the right thing. And as soon as it ricocheted, let's get it out of here. He did.
Dropout coming in underneath the post then. Message on its way to the touchline from Graham Stedman.
Good run though by the hooker Jimmy Lowe's.
Danny Orr's been magnificent tonight though for Castleford.
Well, they all have collectively, especially in defence. And it was only a fingertip that denied Eager that try, which could have put them well and truly back in this game.
Good drop.
Bradford have forced 3 goal line dropouts from Castleford. We have got 20 minutes of this match remaining, or thereabouts. And Fielden is driven back on the ground over the top of Barry John Mather by Andy Johnson. This is Lee Radford now for the Bulls. Turned over on his back by Ryan Hudson. James Lowes to Paul Deacon, and Deacon with a little drop of the shoulder. Oh! Bartrim got a fingertip to that, and a good job too, but Anderson was flattened in back play. What happened there?
Well, I'm not so sure that Deacon was actually passing to anyone. Bartrim definitely got to it.
And he's given the penalty here because he's taken out Anderson.
Yeah. Anderson, he would have got there. Now then, could that be construed as perhaps a penalty try?
Oh, I don't think so.
Sykes, well, he would have scored.
Yes.
No doubt about it, because Bartrim...
Well, there's huge doubt whether he'd have scored, to be fair. You couldn't give a penalty try for that.
Well, I would.
Well, I know, well, you give them every week, but you couldn't possibly give a penalty try for that.
Again, I would.
Okay. Thousands of others wouldn't, but it is a democracy.
He's held back there.
Yeah, but look,
he is now. He's looking. Yeah, but the support would have been there if he hadn't have been decked.
the referee has to be 100% certain it would have been a try.
Well,
Bartrim got a hand to it, and Lennon was there as well.
Fair credit to Robert Connolly. He was in a good position.
And so was Deacon for that kick. 2 more points for the Bradford Bulls. 20 points to 8. Go on, you won't leave it alone, I know. Anderson's gone to the sideline.
Well, to me, that's just like giving a penalty in soccer.
It's been great. Let's not spoil it now. The kick-offs have been superb.
Well, I'm speechless.
Or to run out at cricket. He couldn't get there, Anderson.
Okay, wait. That's a good line again.
Lennon gets us underway again. Here is McDermott.
Clear one. Let's go.
Ryan McDermott.
The Q10s. Well done.
Got his 40th Bulls try against Salford on Monday. It's his benefit year, by the way. Been a great servant to the club. Here he is again, the ever-willing worker.
Sykes,
that's a blow that Bartram's gone off, but Godwin is a hooker, so it's 1 for 1. This is Robbie Paul.
I just get the impression now the Tigers, they're trying to hold the man down. That is an indication that they are running out of petrol.
Clear the road.
The gas is disappearing quickly.
Bradford to his feet, lowers the dummy half. Again the kick from Deacon. On one knee, collected and then tipped inside by Gay to Lennon, but a great chase from Bradford. McDermott leading the way with Robbie Paul. Godwin gets the ball away to Rogers. Godwin again.
3.
Michael Eager just couldn't get through. Fielden and McDermott. Healy with the kick. Straight into the arms of Vainicolo.
Great tackle for one.
It's a way to bring him down.
Okay, let's go.
There's an old saying, they can't run without the legs.
Good tackle,
and Mitch Healy made sure of that.
It was a good tackle, but you're right, because watch when the man goes on the floor here. Leon Price. Now then they will just...
They're all over the place.
All over him, yes. Just trying to slow Bradford down. Here's McDermott. Got it away. Lowe's picked it up brilliantly. Lowe's on the charge up the middle. Nearly away from Lennon, not away from Healy.
The hooker did the right thing. He knew that the break was sufficient to get them in an attacking mode, and that'll be the knock-on from Forshaw. It was taken out by Barry John Mather in no uncertain manner. Well, it was a wonderful take by the hooker, and you could see quite clear to whack, bang. Watch this catch here. It was dipping down, fingertip control. But not only when he made the break, he realised that there was no chance of trying to offload. Sadly, Forshaw took his eyes off the football.
So Castleford come again.
Let's go.
It'll be interesting to see how Bradford, whether they do exactly the same thing. That's good defence.
Great defence.
He's a good lad, this Wayne Godwin.
Paul Anderson, by the way, has picked up an ankle injury in that incident that led to the penalty that gave Bradford their 20th point of this match.
Okay, Robbie, look right up.
Lost it.
Ball is simply lost. Lynch can't believe it.
You look at the screen later.
He's
You didn't have
confused.
control of the ball.
There's definitely a hand in there from
Bradford had a
Forshaw.
ball.
But it wasn't there long enough to perhaps interfering with it. The officials got it right. Touch judge on that occasion. Assisting the referee, and rightly so.
Bradford's picked up from the base of the scrum, tried to run straight over the top of Mark Lennon. Here is Robbie Paul.
Two, clear.
They've done a good job on him, haven't they?
Ryan.
He's had very few half chances, Robbie Paul.
Forshaw.
Well, they may not get the 2 points, and Graham Steadman is desperate for them. They want to try to keep in that top 6. But this tackling defence, this display is outstanding from the Tigers. It has been from Bradford also.
Deacon. Drop goal attempt again from Deacon. He's missed another.
Shakes his head in disbelief. Plenty of time. They're a little bit late to apply the pressure, as you can see. In fact, there was no pressure in the end.
Stay in your 10. Wait for the time.
Yeah. But he's had a fine game. Other than that, his goal kicking's been strong.
And no wonder he's trying those little one-pointers. Remember, he got 3 in a match last year, a Super League record for drop goals in a single match against St Helens here last year.
Well, he could have had 2.
Danny Orr pops the ball back to Michael Smith.
He's lost
Smith's
that.
gone without the football.
Play on. Oh, he's given a knock on. I'm not so sure.
Well, the ball was up round Smith's neck.
He definitely lost it.
Scrum down. You're ahead of ball, Bradford.
I'm not so sure I would have given that, but he never had control of it. Maybe that's the reason why Mr. Connolly...
What would you have given then?
Play on. He didn't have control of it. And when he retrieved the ball, he must have gone for the knock-on. I thought he went back.
Clear.
It's no good raising your eyebrows.
Let's go. What's your 10, mate?
You astound me some weeks.
Your eyebrows did.
You astound me
Good
every
10,
week.
good 10.
This is Lowe's. Here they come again, the Bradford Bulls.
3, clear the rope.
They're still tackling like their life depends on it.
Now then, Deacon, Peacock.
What a hit.
Big hit it was. Godwin.
Okay, Goodwin.
Godwin again, and Michael Smith.
Will he do a dummy, Deacon, as though he's going to go for it? No, they're taking the blind up.
Oh, and Forshaw, is it? No, it's Radford. And he misses.
Get it up.
Well,
anything you can do, I can do even worse.
I've got it.
Well,
Stay.
they had it all sorted out, didn't they? Crafty move. Deacon was on the right-hand side. Most of the Castleford defence had drifted across. They were trying to apply the pressure. Send it to Radford, who could have made a cup of tea before getting that ball away.
22-2 at Nosey Road after 10 minutes of the second half. Because of the late kick-off there at Nosey Road, we might not be able to give you the final score before we go off air tonight. But Sky Sports News will give you all the details as the story comes in. It's channel 408.
On your line.
Hudson was the dummy half. Healy. Johnson. Flick pass. Keeping it alive well are the Tigers. Andy Lynch now. Trying to shrug Peacock away with Lowe's. Wouldn't be denied the tackle.
Good adventurous play by the Tigers. They realise now that time is against them. They've got to come up with something very quickly indeed.
Danny Orr left-footed. Straight up in the air. Knock on. They've got it and play on. Lennon, they have the man on the overlap. Johnson got the pass out to Gay.
We tried to offload there.
They have 6 to go though. The tackle count wide clear. This is Barry John Mather. Well, a try now, and we would be in for a finish. Danny Orr showed it to Eager, gave it to Smith. The tackle coming in from James Lowe's.
Read it ever so well, did the hooker. He had to.
Danny Orr trying to run through Scott Naylor. Little bit of a mismatch in terms of weight that. This is Ryan Hudson.
Wonderful defence.
Yes, it's Bradford's turn now to show their colours on the back foot. Danny Orr again. Probing, finding Lennon. Lennon, oh, he's put it down. Andy Johnson. The frustration etched on the face of Graham Steadman.
Well, the build-up to that deserved a 4-pointer. Nothing wrong with the pass. He just decided that he was going to step before he got the football. And he's pretty confident now of the 2 points, but he will not be surprised, will Brian Noble, that it's been a tough encounter.
Heads in.
Everybody out in that paddock has really put themselves further than what's expected.
Indeed so. Let's get news of the injuries, and Bill is keeping an eye on those.
Yeah, this night's work is not going to be without a few bumps and bruises on this Bradford Bulls side. Paul Anderson has come off, as we've seen, with an ankle injury. Right angle, he's been carrying an injury in the last few weeks, aggravated that tonight. And Lee Gilmore has come off as well. Dead leg, the result of that try he scored in the first half when I think he was caught by somebody's knees late on in the tackle. Those two being wrapped in cotton wool because, of course, the Bulls have got a big game next Friday night. And they're up against Leeds Rhinos at Headingley, a game you can see on Sky Sports 1.
Well done, Bill.
He's lost it. Robbie Paul.
Yes, knock on against Robbie Paul. Interesting, these injuries that Bradford are picking up. Last year, Steve-O, as we watch again as Robbie Paul loses control of the football.
Well, it was dragged out, but he knocked on the second time.
Last year, Bradford went almost through the season without too many injury problems. They got their bumps and bruises, of course, but nothing like that they've had here this year.
Well, everybody wants to lift their game against... Oh, that's a bad pass.
Johnson's ball to Gay. Just wasn't on. And he apologises, Richard Gay.
When you're the Super League champions, Eddie, it doesn't matter who you play. They all lift themselves against the best.
Not only Super League champions, they're the World Club champions. They're 7 minutes away from another 2 points. Will they hang on, Phil?
I think they probably will too at this stage. Castleford had to try something. I think really Bradford's ability to keep Castleford out of the half when in possession in this last half an hour or so really is probably what's helped them save it. Cass don't quite have the speed to go the distance.
Vicona's got speed. That's a great tackle again. That's a fabulous tackle again.
Just saying, Eddie, really, that Castleford, I don't think from this position of the field, have got the pace to score tries. They need to be up closer to the Bradford line. Bradford have done well in restricting the opportunities for Castleford. The one chance they've had just recently, good defence from the Bradford Bulls denied Castleford, and now they're trying desperate stuff.
Oh, and
he's lost it.
Barry John Mathers lost it.
What a great tackle from the prop forward, Joe Vangenaar. He put all his strength in there and had the good sense to drop onto the football.
Here's Radford.
Will they finish with a flourish? Will we see the skills of Robbie Paul come to the fore?
Look at the tackling that Castleford have had to do this evening. Vinacolo, such a difficult man to put down. I tell you what, there was another wonderful tackle from Danny Orr on Vicona that saved a certain 4 points just a few seconds ago. And they're still putting themselves about the Tigers. It's been a brave effort, this, from the men from Castleford. McDermott and Lowe's with a 1-2. Lowe's' pass back to Leon Price off the deck, and that's going to be play on, and it's going to be back to 0 because the Castleford defender made a play for it with the football. Bradford having plenty of the possession, but they haven't got over the line only once in this second half. Lowe's, Robbie Paul, brilliant. Showed the ball. They took the dummy, the Tigers defence, and no wonder Brian Noble and his coaching staff are leading the applause for that. That was sensational stuff from Robbie. Only his second try of the year, you know, but what a belter.
Sure was, against a tired defence. This is the time to show the skill. Dummy, good run on the back on the inside from Stuart Field, and it was sufficient to drag the defence across. See how they hesitated. left half the gap, turned into a full one, and Robbie in for a vital try. No doubt in the mind of Robert Connolly, nothing wrong with that. That'll seal it all. Such a shame, because Castleford really have had a gutsy night.
But what a record Robbie Paul has got on this ground. Deacon has been faultless with the boot, and he remains so. Job done, I think, for Brian Noble. Chris Casely, as chairman, shakes his hand. 28-8. 26-8, I beg your pardon. 26-8.
Either way, the 2 points will keep this fella and the Bradford Bulls at the top of the table. They've kept him quiet all night, but as I say, against the Taran defence, that's when the skillful players bring it out. And he certainly did that.
He did. The New Zealand international Robbie Paul, he actually got 3 tries here in 1998. I think he loves this ground, as Bradford do. So Vanganar to run it back for Bradford. We've got 3 minutes remaining. It's the Bulls' night. It's just a question now of what the margin is. Does the Castleford Tiger, or rather do the Castleford Tigers, have anything in their repertoire that can just glean something from the last few minutes of this game?
Well, they're still going to the end, aren't you? Beautiful tackle by Ryan Hudson. All this effort will bring them north, unfortunately, but I can assure you that not many sides will look forward to coming down to the jungle after watching this game. Steadman can feel proud, so can the Tigers. It's been a hard road, but Bradford, their skill and strength has pulled them through yet again.
I take what you're saying, Steve, about coming down to the jungle, but Castleford don't particularly enjoy playing here. If you look at their record, they haven't won a home Super League match, you know, since August of last year. It's incredible. For all the guts and determination they show, they just can't get over and into the winner's circle.
Well, their biggest problem, it's not easy for this fella, Graham Steadman, against a pretty strong Bradford defence. But the thing is, perhaps they may be just 2 attacking players light. Not many clean breaks they've come up with tonight.
26-2, St Helens after an hour. We'll try and bring you that full-time score before we go off the air, but we'll have to wait and see. Big chase here.
Well, surely.
Well, Vinacolo went full length. And now, are they going to go full length with McAvoy?
Oh, they won't catch him.
They won't catch the big fellow.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. Vinacolo, he made himself a big roundabout on the N62.
Tries given.
And they all tripped over it. He dived about 5 metres short.
Or was he pushed?
Well, either way, it came a big roundabout. Well, this is the most amazing tries you'll ever see. He picks it up, lumbers in. Nothing that they could do about that. Balajon Mather was left short, and a tired defence couldn't get anywhere near him. Samson tried. What's this? Well, maybe he was pushed, but he swam. He swam.
He aquaplaned to the ball.
He swam right over that dam, and damn sure he passed it, and off he went. Well, I don't think I've seen a try like that ever before. I mean, it's just incredible.
He came up with the pass of the year before. He's just come up with the slide of the year now.
Well, to swim,
I think he's been going to one of those theme parks. Maybe he's got a bit of grease on his chest.
It was a good stroke. He had the feet going. And
fantastic.
Turning the elbow inside down, came up with the football. Amazing try.
Well, can young Paul Deacon maintain this record of his with the boot? Faultless thus far. 32-8. If he kicks it. $32-8 it is. It's a little harsh, to be fair, on the Tigers. There's the full-time siren. It's just a little bit tough on Castleford, but Bradford have ground out a very impressive 2 points here. McAvoy He got the last try. In fact, he got 2 tries on the night. Bradford have come through a very, very difficult week with a match on Monday and a match on Friday, and they've come through with flying colours 100%. McAvoy with a try at the start of the second half and at the end of the second half, and Bradford Bulls in the end worthy winners. But as I say, the scoreline doesn't really reflect the effort that the Castleford Tigers put into this 80 minutes. Bill Arthur now is with a very happy Bulls coach, Brian Noble.
Brian, that must have been every bit as tough as you'd planned for.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever easy coming here, is it? You know, that's a fantastic win for us. We backed up after a game on Monday night, so we've had very little rest, and I thought we would finish the stronger, look the tougher, and we got the 2 points what we came here for. That's a great win for us, because as I say, the jungle's a difficult place to come and play.
And it's not a bad way to back up, is it?
Oh no, if it was 2 points, I would have been delighted with a 1 point victory, because I knew that towards the back end I thought we'd struggle for juice, but to be fair, they looked strong towards the finish, and we just got ourselves a little bit of breathing space there, and what a fantastic try to finish with.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Delighted Brian Noble and a delighted group of players who celebrate in the traditional manner. Tradition brought to them by Brian McDermott. And they have explained that many, many times, but it still is a mystery.